Alright, so for the first WOD this week, we're going to do a couplet with squats, air squats, and pull-ups. So it's going to go in a progression of 20, it's going to be 20, 15, 10, 5 on the squats, and it's going to go 10, 8, 6, 4 on the pull-ups. So you're going to do 20 air squats, and then 10 pull-ups, and then 15 air squats, and 8 pull-ups, and then 10 pull-ups, or 10 air squats, and 6 pull-ups, and then 5 air squats, and finish with 4 pull-ups, and that's your time. So you're doing this for time. So air squats again. I want to have my feet shoulder width apart, weight on my heels. My back is nice and straight. I'm going to push my knees apart as I come down, and I'm trying to squat so the crease of my hip is lower than my knee, and I raise my arms up as I come down. So that's an air squat. If I do it from the side, focus on keeping my lower back straight with that slight lumbar curve. Now, if getting the depth is a challenge for you, we can use the medicine ball to spot. So I go down, and you see as my butt touches the medicine ball, the crease of my hip is below my knee there. Now, not everyone might be able to do that. If you're having trouble even getting that low, go down to what you can do, but set the standard and be consistent with it. So I can put another 45 underneath the medicine ball. I bring my heels up, right up against the plate, and I come down. And you see now, I'm just a little bit higher than my knee. This isn't ideal. But for where I am, if I wasn't strong enough to handle getting down low, then that's a good place for me, or not flexible enough to handle getting down low, that's a good place for me to be. If I need another 45-pound plate, or if I need a 45-pound plate and a 25-pound plate, I've got options there. Now, if you're having trouble keeping your back straight, or coming down, or getting back up after you go down, you can set up the bar here on the rack. And I'll use my arms to assist here, so I'll bring my feet back against the back here. I'm going to come down and keep everything, all the mechanics are still solid, but now I can use my arms just a little bit to come back up, and I can also use the bar to help balance myself. If I feel like I'm falling backwards, holding onto the bar is going to help keep me from falling. So you can do your squats that way. Two stations in here that we can do pull-ups on. I'm going to call the rings the preference, with the straight bar on the power rack being the second choice. I don't care how you do them, as long as you have full range of motion. So my arms are straight at the bottom, my chin's up over higher than my hands at the top. So that's what we're going for the pull-ups. I don't care if you turn your hands in and you do more of a chin up, doesn't matter to me. Some variations you can do jumping pull-ups. If you aren't able to do pull-ups, you can do jumping pull-ups, as long as you get full range of motion. So now I have the ring set at a height where when I bend my knees, I'm still on the ground, but I've got my arms locked out straight, and I can do a little jump and help pull myself up. Another modification we have for the pull-ups is that I can use a band. So what I do is I take the band over top of the bar here, and I loop it through itself. So now the band's hanging there on its own. I pull it down, loop my foot in, hands up on the bar there. Now I get a little spring from the band to help assist with pull-ups. Again, I want to come to straight arms, to chin over the bar. The bands make it much easier. We have a whole range of bands, from the small one to the thicker green one here. You find the one that's appropriate for you, and that's an effective method. So, and then another variation that we have to sub it is to lower the rings and do ring rows, like we did the first class. And a quick way to make sure that your rings are level is you can put a PVC pipe through it. Take a look, make sure it's level. I see that I'm just a little off with this one. So lower it down and bam, I'm just about level there. So again, I've got the rings about chest height is maybe a good spot for them. The lower you get, the more challenging it gets. I make my body out straight. So I'm not letting my hips sink at all. I want to keep it nice and straight. And then I initiate from my shoulders, pulling back, and then I follow through by pulling with the elbows. And then I want to work to make that nice and smooth. Again, full range of motion, coming through my arms, extend, and coming up until the rings touch my chest, until my hands touch my chest. So ring rows are another good substitute there in the pull-ups. That's your choices. Good luck with the WOD. Write your times on the board out here, and write your times on the website.